So I wanted to share with you a question that comes from David in Sebastapol, California. David's question is based on the teachings in my 10-day course on Insight Timer. And I share his question because it's so timely and important. And I so appreciate when people are wanting to question the way in which they're making decisions and to live authentically and from their heart. And I think David's question is a wonderful and beautiful example of that, where he, as you'll see, truly wants to make his life-serving decisions from an authentic place. He writes, "Thank you for a wonderful teaching. I just completed day 10, and during the section of remembering a time of knowing my truth, a question arose. Many years ago, when I began my current spiritual journey, I was working in a job that I felt did not fulfill my potential and decided to make a change. After a time of struggle, I was offered a position I was sure was the best way to advance my career, but involved relocating my family. I came to believe this opportunity was the best choice for me, but it caused my wife some anguish. I still believe it was my truth and did lead to a more productive and prosperous career. However, in retrospect, I wonder how much of my decision was based on the desires of my ego self, which I realize now is not always aligned with my true self. I would value your view on this issue. Namaste." The question that David's really asking here is, can we live our truth if it negatively impacts on those we love? And that's a significant question because we want to make the right decisions that allow our life, our career to manifest abundance, to expand. And yet we also want to be sure that we're not making decisions from our ego mind. So here's my answer. When we believe something is our truth, that it is what is best and right for us, there is a way of knowing for sure. It is this. When you become quiet and go inward, whether during meditation, prayer, or inner contemplation, you can ask the question of your highest self, is this choice or decision aligned with my highest good and with what would make me happiest? Let your heart speak. Let yourself sense, feel, hear your intuitive answer. In the quiet space of soul searching, when you go inward for your answers, when you ask for guidance from your highest self, you must remember that what is your truth, what is the best and right decision for you, can never harm another. Yes, your decisions may at times require that your partner, your children, or other loved ones will need to adapt to the changes that you are making. But in reflection, and after some time, and after your decision has been made, those loved ones that were struggling with the change of your decision, which impacted their life, will likely be able to say with complete honesty that for whatever they struggled with or resisted, became the ways in which they were challenged to grow, and that your decision ended up being one in which they benefited from as well. There are certainly cases where people have made decisions that have caused much stress and conflict for their loved ones, and in the end, this may have provoked a rift, or worse, an unraveling of a family unit and a couple relationship. But in these particular situations, one only has to ask, was the decision made based on the ideals of one's highest self? A decision made from your heart will feel entirely different from one based exclusively on self-interest and ego. In the end, even your best guided decision may cause upset for those you love the most. However, you must make your decisions based on what is right and best for you, trusting that as you do so, your partner and or your loved ones will also make decisions that are best for them in light of the change that is now coming, and that their decisions will align with your own in the best possible way. In this case, I would suggest, David, that you did make your decision from your heart and of truth and not your ego. Yes, the decision was to advance your career, and it did cause some difficulty for your wife. However, the key factor to remember is that when we use our ego mind for decision making, we rarely, if at all, factor in the comfort and the consequences of our decisions impacting others. You did take into consideration what your decision would mean for your wife and family. And after what I'm sure was a time deliberating, your truth, your heartfelt decision was still the right and best choice for you. I would imagine that once your family and wife adjusted to the move, they would likely claim that they are also happier now. Change does not always feel comfortable, and it often challenges our perspectives and beliefs. But the moment that we embrace what change is before us, something quite beautiful happens. Our acceptance of the change allows us to look for ways that we can merge with it, to enjoy the new experiences before us, and to allow ourselves to be gently shaped by this growth experience. I hope this helps you, David, and others who may be deliberating an important decision and how best to take action. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Ask Dorothy. And if you'd like to send me your questions, please add them here to the comment section. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Namaste.